I know that price is good, but I want your $8,000 tax credit. I said, sir, I've got a master's degree in finance. I said, I'm pretty clued in on the car business, and I've been doing it for 37 years. I said, but I'm a little confused about this, and he almost made me mad. He goes, I'm in the wine business, and when I open a bottle of wine at a wine tasting, and I don't drink the, they don't drink the entire bottle, I went, sir, I think an open bottle of $12 wine is different than a $41,000. I have no idea. No, but to answer your question, I never get angry at a customer. I get angry at you guys sometimes, and this.
No, I was just like your intent. It's not bad, like because you're explaining perfect points, like.
Yep.
And by getting into that, sometimes it's weird how nowadays some people will listen by being that way. Like I had a customer the other day who was
complimentary car wash. Caleb, every time you have your vehicle serviced, we're going to wash your car. Now that may not sound like a lot, but if you have your vehicle serviced 3 times a year, which isn't a lot, and you pay what, $15 to have your car washed?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's $45 worth of car washes to keep your car for 5 years. Shoot, that's $225 worth of car washes we're going to provide you. I mean, that's nothing to shake a stick at, is it? See, I want to quantify these things. I want to let them know what each ding and dent costs to take out, what it costs to fix a alloy wheel, what it costs to replace a key.
now on this,
Yes,
the best value guarantee is 3 days, right?
5 days.
5. Okay, 5. Never mind. I'm good. That did any other one. I know.
72 hour exchange is 3 days.
I got it now. Now I know it.
Okay, ergo 72 hours, 3 days?
Yeah.
How about that? I guess we could have put down 3-day exchange policy.
Would you recommend?
72 hours sounds low.
Okay, I'm with you.
Would you recommend writing this stuff down as you're going over with them to turn around?
I was a finance manager before I ever sold cars. I've been in the business for so long that you started as a finance manager because in some stores it was their first finance manager ever. And I learned very quickly that first of all, I speak fast. I always write as I talk.
Yeah.
Because it slows me down, the customer sees and hears. I double my power of communication. But I learned that as a finance manager because first of all, we sell disaster avoidance. We don't sell cool stuff. We sell stuff that'll stop the bleeding. We sell stuff that if tragedy occurs, we're there for them. So there's a lot of writing. There's nothing shiny to show them. There's no good new car smell to anything that you sell. Okay. Jay, we've done something here that no other store in the area that I'm aware of has done, and quite frankly, very few stores in the country have done. We've eliminated several of the biggest fears consumers have, and they may be some fears that you have as well. Jay, for example, do you ever worry about paying a car dealer too much for a car or a truck?
Every time I buy one.
Okay, well, you and 300 million Americans are in agreement that a huge fear is paying a car dealer too much. And guess what? Ownership here recognized that people were leaving, even though the deals were great deals. But if the customer doesn't see it as a great deal, they don't say yes. And there's been so much mistrust generated over the years between consumer and dealer that we're not very believable. So what I'm about to say to you may sound a little crazy, but we put it in writing and I'll explain exactly how it works. Jay, you don't have to worry about paying too much for a car today because you're looking at a Motor Trend certified vehicle and it is literally impossible for you to pay too much for one of these vehicles. Now, tell me you're just a bit skeptical.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
I don't blame you. If you did believe me, I'd be worried about you. Look, it sounds crazy, but it is literally the truth. When you take delivery today, we give you 5 days to search literally the world over. Go to any website you want to. Go to any Craigslist. Go to any other new car franchise, any independent used car franchise, anywhere in any state, in any country. And if you find a vehicle similar to the one that you take from us today, and it's got to be the same make, year, model, trim level. The miles have to be in the ballpark. But if you see that same vehicle advertised for a lower price, again, this could be in Idaho, and it comes with the same benefits that we offer, just show us the ad, Jay, and we'll cut you a check back for the difference on the spot. We put it in writing, Has any dealer ever made that commitment to you before?
No.
No. And we don't think you'll find anybody that does. And you know what? That's not the only fear we eliminate. You know, when people buy a car, I mean, they want to make doggone sure that they've got the right car, because if they buy it, they're stuck with it. I bought this computer, but guess what? Dell would have let me exchange it had I not liked it. I bought this coat. Macy's would have let me exchange it if I did not like it. But when you buy a car from a car dealer, you're stuck, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not at Champion Ford Volvo. Look, we're going to make sure, we're going to do our best, and I know you're going to do your best to pick out the right vehicle today. But if it turns out after you've had it for a couple days that it's not the right vehicle, you want a different equipment package, you decide the sunroof isn't necessary, or your sunroof is necessary, the color doesn't look right, or it could be something as simple as your dog starts barking at it and won't stop. Just bring it back. Don't put more than 300 miles on it. Don't keep it more than 72 hours. But just give me a holler and say, Steve, I'm coming back. I'm going to need another one. And we're not going to trade you out of it, because any dealer will do that for you and you take a financial bath. We're going to exchange it. It's in writing. Any dealer ever told you that before, Jay?
Absolutely.
And the last fear we eliminate, and it has to do specifically with used cars, is, you know, everybody wonders, why is that vehicle here and not in the possession of the original owner? Was there something wrong with it? Was it somebody else's problem? Well, you don't have to worry about that, Jay. What we're going to do, what we did, is we put it through a very rigorous inspection process, not just our own, but we had to make it measure up to Motor Trend's standards. Anything that did not pass, we had to fix or replace, or guess what? We end up sending it to the auction, and it ends up on other dealers' lots. You may have seen some of our rejects at other places, as a matter of fact. But not only do we inspect it, we then stand behind it by providing you a 6-month, 7,500-mile comprehensive warranty. And let me differentiate it from some of the other warranties you may have seen out there. Almost every dealership in this town, if you buy a non-factory certified vehicle, will offer you a warranty. Often they're 1 month, 1,000, 2 month, 2,000, at the max 3 month, 3,000 mile warranties. They're usually just powertrain only, internally lubricated parts, not seals and gaskets. And some of them have got deductibles that read like this, 50-50, which means if the engine blows and it's $8,000, all you have to do is pay $4,000, and the dealership pays the other $4,000. And by the way, the seals and gaskets thing is a big one, because the most likely thing to fail on a powertrain are the seals or gaskets. And a rear main seal and a couple head gaskets will cost you about $1,500 to replace. So even though the engine's fine, the transmission fine, and the drive axle's fine, it still costs you $1,500. But our warranty goes beyond that. It covers transmission, engine, transmission, drive axle, air conditioning, heating, electrical, all the high-tech stuff, the radio, fluids and taxes are covered. Basically, it's, well, let's put it this way. Your windshield wiper motor's covered, but your wipers aren't. Braking system's covered, brake pads aren't. Engine's covered, belts and hoses aren't. So if it's a wear item, it's probably not covered. If it's a mechanical item, probably is. That's in writing as well, so it's a real warranty. That's how I explain these things to a customer. 80% are going to see value, 20% are going to look at me and go, I don't give a shit. I hate it when it happens, but I don't blame them. It's just the way they are.
Right. You're not going to change them.
No, I'm not going to change them, but I'm not going to let them change the way I make my presentation either.
Right.
I'm not going to, because the next guy, I'm going to make the same.
And it's going to work.
And if it doesn't, I know the next 8 will.
Yeah.
Look, it's a matter of numbers.